So are you thinking about moving to Burleson, Texas? Do you even know where it is? Well, I am going to take you in this video. I'm going to take you around a map tour around the town of Burleson and tell you all about it. We're going to talk about how far it is from Fort Worth, the traffic routes to avoid at traffic time, the schools, the shopping, how to get around in the town of Burleson. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share a few little market report statistics just so you know what's going on in the housing market down there in Burleson, Texas. And we're getting after it right now. So if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell for notifications so you can be made aware that when we put a new video up on the channel and of the current market conditions here around the Fort Worth area. And if you are returning, thank you so much for being a subscriber. I really appreciate it. So I am Elizabeth Oliva. This is the Fort Worth Home Tours, and we get calls and texts from people just like you every single day looking to make a move to the Fort Worth, Dallas-Fort Worth area. So if you're looking to move in 8 days, 8 weeks, or even 8 months, go ahead and give us a call, send us a text, shoot me an email, or book a Zoom. I would love to connect with you to figure out how I can help you make a smooth move to the Fort Worth area, and particularly Burleson, Texas, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, like I said, we are going to jump into the map tour. We're going to get on the computer, and I'm going to show you around the charming town of Burleson. So let's get after it. So let's talk about Burleson. This is the outline of the city of Burleson, and it kind of goes across two different main roads, 174 and I-35. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see proximity to Fort Worth. Here is the main vein down to Burleson, I-35 right here. It's about 20 minutes down into Burleson from Fort Worth. Now, there is another way to get to Burleson, or the west side of Burleson, and that would be the Chisholm Trail, this new toll road we have. So depending on where you live in Burleson, the Chisholm is an option if you're over here on, like this side of 174. If you are on the east side, yeah, your best bet is to go up 35. All right, so let's talk about distances to some things. So Dallas-Fort Worth, here we go. Here's Dallas-Fort Worth, here's Burleson. So you've got your main way to get there is probably up here like this, and it's about 45 minutes, okay? If you're going into Love Field, which is over in Dallas, is about over here, same kind of route, you just might go 30, or you could do the same 183 over to Love Field. Love Field is about an hour. So Dallas-Fort Worth Airport is going to be all the major airlines, American, Delta, United, International. It's the biggest airport. Love Field is Southwest Airlines, and I think Virgin is still out there, and maybe some Delta. But it's an easy in and out, though, by the way. I actually prefer Love Field because it is easier to get in and out of. So that's where you are from the airports. Let's see. Getting into Fort Worth, I mentioned that about 20 minutes. Then if you're going to go on the edge of town, like if you want to get to like the closest mall, that's, maybe 15 minutes over here. So let's talk about in Burleson. The population is projected to be about 58,000 at the end of 2024. It's grown about 10,000 from 2020, according to the statistics. So it is growing, definitely. People are finding it to be a very attractive place to live because it's proximity to Fort Worth and the values and the school ratings. School ratings on niche.com, it rates B+ overall niche grade for everything. Public schools, housing, good for families, safety, nightlife, diversity. Okay, that's niche.com. That's how they're rating Burleson, Texas. Now, shopping. Let's get into shopping. You really have everything you need right here in Burleson. So I'll show you. Okay, so main vein, main vein is 174, and all kinds of things are off of 174. And so I will show you that. 174, you have, first of all, you have one of the high schools. So Burleson High School is over off of 174. Centennial High School is on the other side. It's on the east side of I-35. Okay, so kids are going to go either to Centennial or Burleson High School. And of course, there's, middle school, elementary, and all that. And so all kinds of businesses are up and down this 174. It's also called Wilshire Boulevard. So it's the main drag in Burleson. So you've got HEB Plus. If you haven't heard me talk about HEB, that is a major grocery store here in Texas, and everybody loves HEB. It is loved even more than Walmart, and it's most people feel like it's a better grocery experience than Walmart. So you've got HEB, you've got a Target, you've got a Kroger, you've got everything you need on 174. So one of the drawbacks on 174 is the lights and the traffic. So, I mean, you can kind of get stuck going up and down here with lights and stuff. So that's kind of a drawback. Now, Chicken Salad Chick. All right. If you're not from the South, you may not know about Chicken Salad Chick. Chicken Salad Chick is an amazing restaurant if you like chicken salad. Yes, thus the name. They have, I don't even know how many flavors of chicken salad. So if you like chicken salad, you need to try Chicken Salad Chick. It's one of my favorite restaurants. My husband doesn't understand, but I have girlfriends who we just love it. So you got to try it. Of course, you've got a Chick-fil-A in Burleson. Every town in around Texas, we have a good Chick-fil-A. You've got your Walmart. You've got Tractor Supply. You got that too. So you've even got a winery, Lost Oak Winery, and they have some really cool events there that they hold. And so it's a lot of fun. Over here, I'll show you Sam's Costco. Who is, leave it in the comments, who is a Sam's shopper and who is a Costco shopper? Which one is your favorite? Some people it's one and some people it's another. So here's your Sam's, and it's right where the 174 and I-35 come together is the Sam's. So the closest one is going to be maybe like 20 minutes away. It's not going to be that far away. It's going to be up over on the southwest side of Fort Worth. So Burleson has the Sam's. Okay, so it does have a Sam's and all the major grocery stores. So you've got that. And we have got tons of parks. So I'm going to show you that. Parks in Burleson. Bam. Okay, this is a town of like 60,000 people, and they have 20 parks. That's amazing. Look at all these parks where you can go and hang out outside. And one really interesting fact about Burleson that other cities in Texas don't, well, other cities in Dallas-Fort Worth don't have, is they do not have prairie dogs. So Burleson is known for its prairie dogs. And supposedly the reason for that is they were brought from West Texas when oil business came to the Burleson area, probably with fracking. So they have prairie dogs. You can find them in some of the parks, which is really interesting. So you've got all these parks, which is really, really cool. Lots of outdoor activities. Speaking of activities, I want to show you the main location, which is really, really fun. And it's in they call the Old Town Burleson. I'm zeroing in on that right here. Lots of great little restaurants right here. Okay, so you've got is kind of the Old Town Burleson area. So they have a really cool kind of a courtyard area in Old Town Burleson, and it's a walkable area where you can park and then you can walk to all these different restaurants, and I think there's even a brewery right there, and entertainment is held right there in Old Town Burleson. Really quaint. It's really great for families. They have activities going on, and it's just a really cool place to hang out. So you don't have to go all the way into Fort Worth to find some activities and some fun things to do and good restaurants. For instance, some of the best restaurants in DFW are now in Burleson. Babe's Chicken. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Babe's. That is good old-fashioned Southern cooking, and it's delicious. It's really great. So there's Babe's. Then you have Heim Barbecue, another really famous, really great barbecue spot in Dallas, Fort Worth, and all over, I think. And now we also have another barbecue spot. We have Hard Eight. Hard Eight is another one. Hard Eight is a really, really good barbecue spot, and it's a good one all over. Old South Pancake House, that's another fun place to go. Their original location, Old South Pancake House, the original location in Fort Worth has been there over 50 years. And so they just recently, well, kind of recently opened up this one in Burleson near the Old Town area. Fish City Grill is really good. Rio Mambo, if you like Mexican, Rio Mambo's right there. All of this is near Renfro and Maine, and this is all right in this area is your kind of your Old Town Burleson area off of Renfro and Ellison. And so there's Old Texas Brewing Company, live music, and lots of fun right here at Old Town Burleson. And Burleson, by the way, fun fact, Burleson, the name of the city was not named for some political person or something like that. It was named after a teacher. So Mr. Renfro Street, had a teacher named Mr. Burleson. And so they named the town Burleson, and it's established in 1912. So Burleson's been around technically since 1912. So let's talk about, I have some new build communities. Oh, I gotta give a shout out to my in-laws, Batteries Plus. They run the only Batteries Plus location in Burleson on 174 Wilshire. So if you need batteries, anything with your phone, plus light bulbs, all that stuff, they have it at Batteries Plus. Got to give a plug. And so you got a Hobby Lobby over here, more Mexican, you got Chinese, you got every kind of restaurant you can imagine. Yeah, Heim, Lone Star Grill. Let's look through here. More Mexican. Grump's Burgers, that's really good. I have tried that. It's a really good local place. Razoo's Cajun, we have one of those downtown Fort Worth. So they have one right there in that Old Town area, that walkable area. That's fun, Cajun food. And these are all these restaurants in Burleson, Texas, little Burleson, Texas. So it's amazing, everything you have right here in Burleson. Don't have to go into Fort Worth if you don't want to. If you want to, great, but you don't have to. You can stick right around town, be about 5 minutes from all this stuff. You could live, 5 or 10 minutes from all these great restaurants, and you just run over. And it's such a small town atmosphere in Burleson. They love their football. They love their high school football and their sports. They love their parks, and they love their Old Town Burleson area. So new builds, let me show you some new builds. So we've got a few different communities. So we've got Hidden Vistas with Lillian Custom Homes. I was just down there this weekend doing some shooting. I've got a great price point, starting right around 400 or so. First Texas Homes at High Country, that's another new build community down in Burleson. That one is a little bit higher. First Texas usually goes a little bit, but right now, some of them have inventory on the ground that they want to move. So they are discounting things that they have on the ground. Now, on the other side, as you look at this, you can see you've got 174 and you have I-35. And then Burleson goes, let me kind of show you the actual lines of Burleson. So you've got Burleson kind of, I don't know why they did it this way, but they did. So it has this little skinny line going over to right on the Chisholm. Okay. So over here on this side, this is down 174. Okay. So let's see if I can say this right. The parks at Panchasart, kind of hard to say, but it's a great build community. They have a few other builders. I think Bloomfield may be the only one building right now in the parks at Panchasart. It is kind of in the middle of Burleson. So if you are needing to drive into Fort Worth or Dallas to work, it may not be the best location because you do have to go up 174 to get out of town. You have a bunch of lights. So depending on where you're going, let's say you're working at Alcon Labs, which is on the south side of town, it might not be that bad. But if you're needing to drive into Dallas, you can spend 15, 20 minutes getting 74 to get out of town. But it's beautiful. So if let's say you work from home or you're retired, or you don't have to go in and commute every day, Parks at Panchasart is a great community to look at. Now over on the west side, Oak Hills by Landsea Homes. Landsea, they bought a local builder named Antares. Antares was a family-owned builder that had been around for many, many years. And they were bought by Landsea, which is a bigger company. They still build an absolutely gorgeous home. Landsea wanted to buy them and purchase them because they didn't have a presence right up here in DFW. So they bought Antares. So they have a beautiful community right over here. It's called Oak Hills, and it feels like you are out in the country. It is really, really quiet. And you're about 12 minutes to the H-E-B store in Burleson. You're about 20 minutes to the south side of Fort Worth. And that's because if you want to live on the west side of Burleson over here somewhere, you can get over to the Chisholm through some of these farm to market roads pretty fast. Okay. And when you get up on the Chisholm, you can get into Fort Worth in about 20 minutes. You can get downtown, all the way to downtown, like 26 minutes is what I wrote down. Not too bad, but you can get to the Hewlin Mall, which is on the southwest side of Fort Worth, in like 20 minutes. And you feel like you were way out in the country here at Oak Hills, way out in the country. It's awesome. And the tax rate is a little bit lower if you buy in that community because it's out in the county. It's I think there's some city taxes, but I mean, it's technically Burleson, but still the tax rate is lower than on the other side, like if you're buying on the I-35 side. So that's a little bit about the new build communities. And let me know in the comments if you are from Burleson and if there's something that I am missing, something that I should talk about that I'm not talking about. But the last thing I wanted to show you was a little bit of the market statistics. So here we have, right now in Burleson, we have currently 269 homes for sale. New to the market, 110. Days on market, about 61 days on market. So new to the market, that's a big change. 336% change. Days on market went down, which is good. Average market price down there is $413. Yeah, so Burleson is not the cheapest area to be in, but part of that I think is because of the schools. The schools are amazing. People love the schools there and they want to be a part of it. So like that community on the western side at Oak Hills, that's Joshua ISD. And let me know in the comments if you guys are from this area, if you've ever heard it called Joshua, because I grew up running track and we would go to track meets down there and the announcer would say Joshua. I don't know why, but that's the way they said it. I don't know if they still do, but that's how they used to say it. So you've got possible Joshua ISD communities like Oak Hills, which apparently even has better ratings as far as their schools. So most expensive in Burleson, technically 1.9 million. That's a beautiful home. And in Burleson, there are, homes with acreage that are out. You're on the outskirts and there you do have some pretty big homes on land out there because that's what people want. You can go as low as like under 300,000. Here's a listing for 296. Here's one for 289, popular 424. So you've got brand new homes, you've got homes from the 50s, the 60s and on up. You've got some hilly terrain out there. You've got beautiful trees. You have wooded neighborhoods with mature trees, and then you have brand new communities that don't have many trees. So it's all in all a gorgeous place to be. So if you enjoyed this, if this brought you some value, let me know in the comments and go ahead. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe below, click the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know when we drop a new video on the channel about living around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And like I said, I am Elizabeth Oliva. This is the Fort Worth Home Tours. If I can help you, go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, book a Zoom. I'd love to connect with you and see how I can help you make a smooth move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So until next time, and if you come in town, I hope to show you around.